Hi everyone, welcome. So I was inspired to create this video because of a video that popped up on my Facebook actually. It was about a celebrity couple who are now married, but one of them was reportedly very unsure about actually going through with the marriage and didn't know if it was the right thing to do. That video was very interesting to me because obviously, although it is completely normal to be a little bit nervous about getting married, in my eyes, on your actual wedding day, you really shouldn't be wondering if getting married is the right thing to do or not. Of course, you have the right to change your mind, and you definitely should change your mind if you're having second thoughts, but surely on your actual wedding day, you should be 100% on the person you're marrying and marriage and confident and comfortable about the situation. I've mentioned this before on this channel, but there's obviously a massive expectation and an immensely large pressure for couples to get married and to have children and so on and so forth. But we have to remember that it definitely is not for everyone. There are people who want to marry and also want to have a family. There are people who want to get married but don't want children. There's people who don't want to get married but would absolutely love to have kids. And then there's people out there who just aren't interested in any of those things. And we have to just embrace and accept that rather than question it. I saw another video on my Facebook and I unfortunately can't remember who it was by or anything like that. I don't have it saved anywhere, but it was basically saying, you're single, when are you going to get into a relationship? Oh, you're in a relationship, then when are you going to get engaged? You're engaged, when are you going to get married? Oh, you're married, so when are you going to have kids? You're pregnant, so when are you going to have another one? And that was literally all the video was. But that speaks volumes about the society we live in and the never-ending pressure. And it says a lot about why so many people do things like get married and have children simply because they feel like they have to. Because they feel like that's all they have to give to the world rather than doing these things because they want to. And that's a big, big problem. I mean, for me personally, I never had any doubts about if I wanted to marry my husband or not. I was marrying him on that day, and that was that. I was actually pretty calm on the lead up to my wedding, and I was surprisingly calm the morning of the wedding until I got nervous at literally the last moment when we got the call that everyone downstairs was ready for me. That's when everything hit me. But after I got down the aisle to my husband, I was completely fine. And I mean, honestly, I did feel pressure when I was younger to have kids and to marry, but as I've gotten older, it's kind of died down for me, really. But I honestly feel really, really, really awful for these people who get married or get into relationships, have kids, solely because they're pressured to do so by society. I really don't understand what difference it makes to anyone else other than the person or people who are involved, directly involved. I read up that it's usually women in their 20s and 30s apparently who feel this pressure. And also, interestingly enough, millennials are apparently 177% more likely to feel pressure to get married compared to other generations. Look, I don't care what anyone says. Finding love should not be stressful and it should not be filled with pressure. And it's not a requirement. But the thing is, the pressure is there because that was the traditional way of living. And our minds have been corrupted into thinking that marriage and family is meant to be the only key to happiness, but it's not. Another thing that I really, really hate about all of this is the fact that there seems to be a very specific time frame about when you should get married. It's almost as if you're not married off and have kids by a certain age, then you've failed, which of course is completely absurd. It's interesting because we are prepared to make ourselves possibly very miserable within our lives just to please other people. Isn't that alarming? Isn't that shocking? Because it is to me. We can be happy on our own if that's what we want to do. We can be happy without children, and we can be happy without getting married if that's what you want to do. I don't understand why people have to be so critical about this. But anyway, I suppose you could class this as a little rant video, but if you're new here, subscribe. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Thanks for listening, and I very much hope to see you in my next video.